We will now proceed with simplifying rational algebraic expression. Number 1, 16x squared minus y squared over 4x plus y. We have 16x squared minus y squared, which is a difference of two squares. Then we can use factoring method of difference of two squares. Get the square root of 16, which is 4. Square root of x squared, x. And the sign, positive and negative. Square root of y squared, we have y. Next, since there is no common factor between 4x and y, all we need to do is copy. As we can see, we have the same factor, which is 4x plus y, and 4x plus y cancel out, and the remaining binomial is 4x minus y. Then our final answer is 4x minus y. Number 2, 8m squared minus 50n squared over 6m plus 10n. As we can see, there is a common factor between 8 and 50, and that is 2. Next, divide. 8m squared divided by 2, that is 4m squared, minus 50 divided by 2, that is 25n squared, over. Common between 6 and 10 is, of course, still 2. And divide 6m divided by 2, that is 3m, plus 10n divided by 2, that is 5n. Next, we can cancel out 2 because they are both monomial. Next, we have 4m squared minus 25n squared over 3m plus 5n. But 4m squared minus 25n squared are difference of two squares. Then we will factor out, that will become 2m minus 5n and 2m minus or plus 5n over 3m plus 5n. But we don't have a common factor. Then our final answer is this one. Number 3, 8c cubed plus 27d cubed over 4c squared minus 6cd plus 9d squared. Since 8c cubed plus 27d cubed are sum of two cubes, then we can factor that out using sum of two cubes. Cube root of 8c cubed is 2c plus 27d cubed, cube root is 3d. Next, second factor based on your first factor. Square of the first term, 2c times 2c, 4c squared. Next, square the last term, 3d times 3d, that is 9d squared. And that is always positive. Now, middle term. Since this is positive, the second factor is a negative. And multiply the first and the second term. 2c times 3d is 6cd. Over. Based on observation, our denominator and the second factor are the same, then all you need to do is copy. 4c squared minus 6cd plus 9d squared. And since our two trinomials are the same, we can cancel out. And final answer is 2c plus 3d. We will answer exercises number 1 or exercises 1. Number 2, 3m cubed plus 3 over 3m plus 3. We will use first the GCMF. 3m cubed plus 3, common is 3. And we have 3m cubed divided by 3m cubed plus 3 divided by 3, that is 1, over Common between the two is 3. Next, we have m plus 3 divided by 3, that is 1. And cancel out, we have m cubed plus 1 over m plus 1. But remember, we cannot cancel out m cubed plus 1 and m plus 1 because cube is not equal to 1 and they are both binomial. But based on observation, this or m cubed plus 1 is sum of two cubes. Then factor out m or cube root of m cubed, m, plus cube root of 1 is 1. Next, based on the second first factor, m times m squared. Since this is positive, the second factor is negative and multiply the first and the second. M times 1 is m plus 1 times 1, 1 over m plus 1. Since m plus 1 and m plus 1 are the same, we can cancel out now. And our final answer is m squared minus m plus 1. Next, number 4. 5k cubed plus 4 and k squared minus 10. There is no common factor between 5k cubed and 4. The same with k squared and 10. And they are not also a perfect square. 5 is not a perfect square. 4 is a perfect square. But in difference of two squares, they must have both, or they are both perfect square. And since we cannot factor out the two binomial, then your final answer is 5k cubed plus 4 over k squared minus 10. Just copy only.